shall now discuss some problems on hyperbola. So the first question goes like this. Equation of the hyperbola with focus as minus 3, 4 and directrix as 3x minus 4y plus 5 equal to 0 and eccentricity E is equal to 5 by 2 is, first option, 5x square minus 24xy plus 12y square plus 6x minus 8y minus 75 equals to 0. Second option, 5x squared minus 24xy plus 12y square minus 8x minus 6y minus 25 equals to 0. Third option, 5x squared minus 24xy plus 12y square minus 12x plus 8y minus 55 equals to 0. Fourth option, 5x squared minus 24xy plus 12y square minus 7x minus 12y minus 65 equals to 0. Question number 1. We know that a conic section is nothing but the locus of a point P so that its distance from a fixed point bears a constant ratio with a distance from a fixed straight line. That fixed point is the focus and the fixed straight line is the directrix. So here SP is equal to E times PM, where S is the focus, the fixed point, and suppose you have directrix is P is a point on the conic section, SP is equal to E times of PM, where PM is the perpendicular distance from P to the directrix. Okay, here we are given the focus and we are also given the directrix equation. What is the directrix equation? 3x minus 4y plus 5 is equal to 0. What is the equation of the what are the coordinates of the focus? Coordinates of the focus are minus 3, 4. Eccentricity is given to be 5 by 2. When the eccentricity is greater than 1, we know that the conic section has to be hyperbola. So what we will be getting will be definitely a hyperbola equation. So I'll use this equation now. SP square is equal to E square into PM square. What is SP squared? Let's use the distance formula. X minus of minus 3, that is x plus 3 the whole square, plus y minus 4 whole square is equal to E square. E square, instead of E square we can have 25 by 4 into the perpendicular distance from x comma y to this line will be 3x plus 4y minus 5 by 5 whole square. We know that the perpendicular distance from x1 comma y1 to a line ax plus by plus c equal to 0 is mod of ax1 plus by1 plus c by under root over a square plus b square. I am using from x comma y to this line, it is 3x minus 4y plus 5 by 5 whole square. Okay, now let us see, this comes out to be this 25, 5 square here and this 25 here cancels, and we'll have 4 into x plus 3 the whole square plus y minus 4 the whole square is equal to 25 and 25 cancels, and we have 3x minus 4y plus 5 whole square. Okay, that on simplification will give us the answer as 1. So option 1 is the right option. Let's move to the next question, question number 2. Equation of the hyperbola passing through the point 2, 1 and having the distance between the directrices as 4 by root 3 and its axis being coordinate axis is, first option, 5x squared minus 2y squared is equal to 18. Second option, 3x squared minus 2y squared is equal to 10. Third option, 2x square minus y square is equal to 7. Fourth option, 3x square minus 5y square is equal to 7. One thing that can be done is that we can rule out the options from verification. It says that the hyperbola is passing through the point 2, 1. So I substitute the point 2, 1 and check out which of the equations is satisfying that. So first equation, 5 into 2 square, that is 20 minus 2, 18, that's okay. It may be the first option then. X square by a square minus y square by b square is equal to 1. Let's take that as the hyperbola equation. Here we are given the options here, 5x square minus 2y square is equal to 18. That implies we have x square by 18 by 5 minus y square by 18 by 2, that is 9, is equal to 1. Now here a square is equal to, comparing with this standard form, a square is equal to 18 by 5, b square is equal to 9. Now what will be the eccentricity for this hyperbola? We know that b square has to be equated to e square into e square minus 1. So b square by a square plus 1 is equal to e square. So what is e square for this problem? For this option, let's find out. 1 plus b square by a square, what is that? 9 by 18 by 5. So that makes it 9 into 5 by 18. So that is 2 here. 1 plus 5 by 2. That is 7 by 2. E square is 7 by 2. We know that the distance between the directrices equations are x equal to a by e and x equal to minus a by e. Distance between the directrices is 2a by e. Distance between the directrices is 2a by e. Now, what is our a? Under root of 18 by 5. So, let's see. What is our e? E is root 7 by 2. Under root of 7 by 2. Okay. Now, what is a? Under root of 18 by 5. If I go for a by e, what is a by e? Root 18 by 5 into root of 2 by 7. That is our a by e. 2 into that would have given me 2 into this, and that's clearly not equal to, it's not equal to 4 by root 3. It's not equal to 4 by root 3. So the first option is ruled out. First option is ruled out here. Let's move to the second option. The second option is 3x square minus 2y square is equal to 10. That is x square by 10 by 3 minus y square by 5 is equal to 1. Now what is eccentricity for this? Eccentricity will be 1 plus b square by a square under root. That is 1 plus 5 by 10 by 3 under root. That makes it 1 plus 15 by 10, so that makes it 3 by 2 under root, that makes it here under root of 5 by 2. What is a? A is 10 by 3 under root. A square is 10 by 3. A square is 10 by 3 for us. So what is a for us? This implies a is equal to under root of 10 by 3. We know that 2a by e is the distance between the two directrices. That is the distance between the two directrices. So what is 2a by e for this option? That comes out to be 2 into root of 10 by 3 by e will make it under root of 2 by 5. Under root of 2 by 5. So here we are getting here this 10 into 2, that is 10 into 2 by 5, that makes it 4. Under root of 4 is 2. So we have 2 into 2, 4 by root 3. So 2a by e is coming out to be 4 by root 3. So it is in the second option that we have the answer. We are doing this by verification. It would have become a little longer if we had gone for the direct method of approach. That is, what is the direct method of approach? That I could substitute this point and I get an equation in a square and b square. Already we have one equation. There is one equation between relation between a and e. 2a by e is given to be 4 by root 3. So we have a relation between a and e. We have a relation between b, a, e. So we can eliminate these unknowns and get one equation in one unknown. So then we can use that to get back all the values. So that's how, but it's going to be lengthy. So what we'll do is we'll go from the verification here. So it appears to be easier to do it by verification in this problem. So the answer is option 2 is the right answer. Okay, let's move to the next question. Question number 3. Equation of the hyperbola with the conjugate axis length being 4 units and the distance between the foci as 12 units and the axis being the coordinate axis is. That is, first option x squared by 4 minus y squared by 32 is equal to 1. Second option x squared by 32 minus y squared by 4 is equal to 1. Third option x squared by 32 minus y squared by 16 is equal to 1. Fourth option x squared by 16 minus y squared by 32 is equal to 1. Let's have a look here. We are given that the hyperbola has the coordinate axis as its axis. So what is the equation? X squared by a squared minus y squared by b squared equal to 1. We can take it like this. Here, length of the conjugate axis is 2b. 2b is equal to 4 units. So this implies b is equal to 2. We are given that length of the conjugate axis 4 units, that is 2b. 2b is 4 units, therefore b is equal to 2. And then now what? The distance between the foci. What is the distance between the foci? Distance between foci is 2ae. Okay. So we have a hyperbola. AE comma 0 minus AE comma 0 are the foci. The distance between the two foci, S and S dash, is 2AE. Okay. And we also have a relation between BAE. What is BAE relation? B square is equal to A square into E square minus 1. Okay. So that makes it B square is 4 into A square E square minus A square. 4 is equal to A square E square minus A square. What is A square E square? Distance between the two foci is given to be 12 units. So from here, AE is equal to 6. So that AE value can be substituted here, and we have here AE whole square, that is 6 square minus A square is equal to 4. So that gives us A square to be equal to 36 minus 4, and that is 32. A square is 32 and B square is 4. So clearly the hyperbola has to be x square by 32 minus y square by 4 is equal to 1. That's the hyperbola. And the option is, option 2 is the right answer. Let's move to the next question, question number 4. The foci of the hyperbola coincides with the foci of the ellipse. X square by 25 plus y square by 9 is equal to 1. Then the equation of the hyperbola, if its eccentricity is 2, is x square by 12, first option, x square by 12 minus y square by 4 is equal to 1. Second option, x square by 4 minus y square by 12 is equal to 1. Third option, x square by 16 minus y square by 8 is equal to 1. Fourth option, x square by 8 minus y square by 16 is equal to 1. Okay, let's see how it goes. The foci of the hyperbola coincides with the foci of the ellipse. So let's now consider the ellipse. X square by 25 plus y square by 9 is equal to 1. Let's find out the foci of this. They have to be the foci of the hyperbola. Okay. So what are the foci of this? For this I need to find out. Here it's an ellipse with the major axis is along the x-axis clearly. Or okay, a square is 25, b square is 9. Eccentricity here is of this will be 1 minus b square by a square under root. That makes it 4 by 5. Eccentricity is 4 by 5. What are the two foci? AE comma 0 and minus AE comma 0 will be the foci. So AE comma 0 and minus AE comma 0 are the foci. So what is A for us? 5. This implies A is 5. So 5A, 5 into 4 by 5, that is 4 comma 0 and minus 4 comma 0 are the two foci. So the foci are plus and minus foci are plus and minus 4 comma 0. So now these have to be the foci of the hyperbola as well. So how should the hyperbola look? It should have the foci along the x-axis. That means x-axis is the transverse axis. The axis on which the foci lie for the hyperbola is the transverse axis or the axis of the hyperbola. That is minus 4 comma 0 is one focus, is dash. 4 comma 0 the other focus. Okay. So now the equation of the hyperbola we can rewrite it in the form of x square by a square, some other a square let us say, minus y square by b square is equal to 1, where 2AE is equal to the distance between the two foci. What is that? 8 units. What is AE? That is equal to, that's equal to 4 now. Now A is 4. He has given us that E has to be 2. E is 2 given. So this implies A has to be 2. A has to be 2. Because AE is given to be 4. So 2A has to be 4. So A has to be equal to 2. And what do you know about B square? B square is equal to A square into E square minus 1. So A square is 4. E square, what is E square? 4 minus 1. So that makes it, E square is 4 and we have E square minus 1 here. So 4 into 3, 12. So B square is 12 and A square is 4 clearly. So therefore the equation of the hyperbola is x square by 4 minus y square by 12 is equal to 1. This is the equation of the hyperbola, and clearly that is appearing in the option 2. Option 2 is the right answer. Okay, let's move to the next question. Question number 5. Equation of the hyperbola with foci as 0 comma plus and minus 5 and the eccentricity equal to 5 by 3. E equal to 5 by 3 is, first option, x square by 9 minus y square by 16 is equal to 1. Second option, x square by 16 minus y square by 9 is equal to minus 1. Third option, x square by 16 minus y square by 9 is equal to 1. And fourth option, x square by 12 minus y square by 13 is equal to 1. Now clearly the foci here are foci are given to be 0 plus and 0 comma plus and minus 5. So where are the foci? There the foci are along the y-axis. So y-axis must have been the transverse axis. Therefore, the equation of the hyperbola should have been x squared by a squared minus y squared by b squared is equal to minus 1. It should have been in this form. And so the hyperbola should have looked like this. Its transverse axis is along the y-axis. So 0 comma 5 and 0 comma minus 5 are the foci. Now we have a relation like this. A square should be equal to b square into e square minus 1. Now that's a relation. Instead of b square being equal to a square into e square minus 1, we will have the reverse now. Now these are the foci are given by 0 comma plus or minus BE. So BE is equal to your 5 here. B is 5 here. And what is E? 5 by 3 given. This is given. So clearly we will write this B into 5 by 3 is your 5. So what should have been B? This implies B is equal to 3. B is equal to 3. Now B is 5 and B is equal to 3 here. So that's, I'll substitute and find out the value of A square. A square is equal to B square E square minus B square. What is B? B is 5 units. So that B value can be used here. So we have 25 minus B square. What is B square? 9. 25 minus 9, that is 16. Therefore, A square value is 16. Now the equation of the hyperbola becomes x square by 16 minus y square by 9. B square is 9 is equal to minus 1. So this is actually the conjugate hyperbola for the standard hyperbola x square by a square minus y square by b square is equal to 1. It has the axis along the y-axis. Then we have the hyperbola equation this way: x square by a square minus y square by b square is equal to a minus 1. The relation between a, b, e is given by this: a square is equal to b square into e square minus 1. Now the foci are 0 comma plus or minus BE instead of plus 0 AE comma 0, plus and minus AE comma 0 for this hyperbola x square by a square minus y square by b square equal to 1. So here we have 0 comma plus and minus BE. So comparing, we have BE to be 5. So E is already given to be 5 by 3. So that gives us B to be 3. And therefore, now using this relation equation, a square is equal to 16. Therefore, we are getting x squared by 16 minus y squared by 9 is equal to minus 1. And which is the right option here? Option 2 is the right option. Let's move to the next question. Question number 6. The length of the transverse axis of the hyperbola is 14. If the vertex bisects the distance between the center and the focus, then its equation can be: first option, x square by 14 minus y square by 49 is equal to 1. Second option, x square by 147 minus y square by 14 is equal to 1. Third option, x square by 49 minus y square by 147 is equal to 1. The fourth option, x square by 147 minus y square by 49 is equal to 1. Now, let's move on here. All the 4 options we see, they have the transverse and conjugate axis to be along the coordinate axis. So let us assume that the equation of the hyperbola is of the form x square by a square minus y square by b square is equal to 1. Now 2a is the length of the transverse axis. And that is given to be 14. So this gives me a is equal to 7. A is 7 here. And what else we are given? We are given that vertex of that hyperbola, vertex is where the axis of the hyperbola meets the hyperbola. There are two vertices, a comma 0 and minus a comma 0. These are the vertices, minus a comma 0. Okay, here is 7 for us, so 7 comma 0 we'll say, and minus 7 comma 0 are the two vertices here. And now he says that the center is origin here. Vertex bisects the distance between the center and the focus. So we know that the foci are plus and minus AE comma 0. So this should have been 7E comma 0. This focus, one of the foci is 7E comma 0. Other focus would have been minus 7E comma 0. Now this 7 comma 0 must have been the midpoint of, let us say C is the center. 7 comma 0 is the midpoint of CS segment. So that means 7E by 2 is equal to your 7. 7E plus 0 by 2 is equal to 7. So what is our E? Clearly, E has to be 2. E is 2. If E is 2, what is AE then? AE has to be equal to 14. And what do you know about B square? B square is equal to A square E square minus A square. That is 14 square minus A square is how much? 49. 49. Now that makes it 14 square is 196. 196 minus 49 will make it 147. B square is 147. What was A square for us? 49. So what would have been, what can be the equation of the hyperbola? X square by A square. What is that? A square is 49 minus Y square by 147 is equal to 1. So that is appearing in the option 3, right? Therefore, option 3 is the right answer. Let's move to the next question, question number 7. The equation of the hyperbola with length of the lattice rectum being 9 by 2 and eccentricity is 5 by 4 and the axis being coordinate axis is, first option, x square by 45 minus y square by 36 is equal to 1. Second option, x square by 16 minus y square by 45 is equal to 1. Third option, x square by 16 minus y square by 32 is equal to 1. Fourth option, x square by 16 minus y square by 9 is equal to 1. Since the axes are the coordinate axis, the equation of the hyperbola, we can take it in the form of x square by a square minus y square by b square is equal to 1. And we know that length of lattice rectum for this hyperbola is 2b square by a. So this has to be memorized. For this hyperbola h given by this equation, the length of the lattice rectum is 2b square by a, and that in our problem is 9 by 2. So 2b square by a is 9 by 2. Okay, and then E is given to be 5 by 4. E is 5 by 4. What do we know about the relation between b square, a square, e square? Then we know that b square is equal to a square into e square minus 1. So we will rewrite, we will use it here. Now using this b square equal to a square into e square minus 1, we have 2 into Instead of b square, we'll write a square into e square minus 1 by a is equal to 9 by 2. Now 1a cancels and we have here, we have here 2a into e square minus 1. What is e square minus 1? 25 by 16 minus 1, that makes it 9 by 16. That is equal to 9 by 2. In fact, this 9 and 9 cancels and we have 2a by 16, that is equal to a by 8 is equal to 1 by 2, that is a is equal to 4. Clearly a is 4. So the a value is 4 here, and right, and then now let's look at b value. What is b value? B square is equal to a square, that is 16 into e square minus 1, 25 by 16 minus 1, that makes it 9 by 16. So 16 into 9 by 16, that is equal to 9 here. So b square is 9. Clearly the option is fourth option. So x square by 16 minus y square by 9 is equal to 1 is the hyperbola, and that is clearly appearing in the fourth option. Option 4 is the right answer. Let's move to the next question. Question number 8. The shortest distance between the curves x square by a square minus y square by b square is equal to 1 and 4x square plus 4y square is equal to a square, with b being greater than a, is first option b by 2, second option b by root 2, third option a by 2, and fourth option a by root 2. Now let's plot these two curves. X square by a square minus y square by b square is equal to 1. It's a hyperbola with the transverse axis along the x-axis, and the vertices will be a comma 0 and minus a comma 0. The conjugate axis is the y-axis. Is the y-axis, x-axis. This is your curve x square by a square minus y square by b square is equal to 1. So, okay, minus y square by b square is equal to 1. He has given that b is greater than a, that hardly matters to us. But anyway, now what is it? The second curve is x square plus y square is equal to a square by 4. A square by 4. That means it's a circle with the center as origin, which is the same as the center of the hyperbola, and the radius is a by 2. So a by 2 square. A by 2 square. So we have a circle whose radius is half this. We'll have a small circle like this. It's going up to a by 2. This point is a by 2 comma 0. The shortest distance between any two curves is measured along a common normal. What is normal to any circle? A line passing through the center, which is a common normal. Clearly the x-axis is a common normal to both. It's a normal. Why? It's a normal to this tangent at the vertex. X-axis is the normal to the tangent at the vertex. So here this is a normal. X-axis is it passing through the center of the circle? Yes, it is. Therefore, it's a normal to the circle as well. So x-axis is the common normal for the two curves. It is measured along the common normal. So what are the closest points? These two are the closest points between the two curves. So what is the distance between them? This is a by 2 comma 0 and this is a comma 0. Clearly this length is a by 2. That is the shortest distance between the two curves. Therefore, the right option is option 3 is the right answer. Let's move to the next question. Question number 9. The locus of the foot of the perpendicular drawn from the focus to any tangent of the hyperbola y minus 4 whole square by 3 minus x minus 3 whole square by 10 is equal to 1 is first option y plus 4 whole square minus of x minus 3 whole square is equal to minus 1. Second option y plus 4 whole square minus of x minus 3 whole square is equal to 3. Third option, x minus 3 whole square plus y minus 4 whole square is equal to 3. And fourth option, x minus 3 whole square plus y plus 4 whole square is equal to 13. Now, there is one result. The result says this: the locus of foot of perpendicular from focus to any tangent of the hyperbola is its auxiliary circle. Now, with center, what's auxiliary circle? Auxiliary circle is a circle for the hyperbola x square by a square minus y square by b square equal to 1. The auxiliary circle is this one. X square by x square plus y square is equal to a square. That's the auxiliary circle. And if it were to be y square by b square minus x square by a square is equal to 1, then I would have had the auxiliary circle like this. Auxiliary circle would have been this. That would have been again x square plus y square is equal to b square, would have been the auxiliary circle. Auxiliary circle and the hyperbola have the same center, and the semi-transverse axis will be the radius of that auxiliary circle. So here, what is the semi-transverse axis length here? In this case it is a, therefore the radius was a. In this case it is b, therefore the radius will be b here. Now coming back to the problem is given like this: y minus 4 whole square by 3 minus of x minus 3 whole square by 10 is equal to 1. So clearly it is in this kind of a conjugate hyperbola form with the center as 3, 4. So center here is, so for this the hyperbola, the center is 3, 4. Center is 3, 4. The axis, the transverse axis would have been x equal to 3. The conjugate axis would have been the y equal to 4 line. This is the transverse axis. Semi-transverse axis square of that is equal to 3 here. So what is it you should write? This will be the auxiliary circle that we have. What's the auxiliary circle given by? X minus 3 whole square plus y minus 4 whole square is equal to semi-transverse axis square. What is the length of this? This point is 0, okay, this is x equal to 3, so 3, whatever, okay, and so this is it. So what do we have? This length will be 3 only, so we have 3 square here. So x minus 3 whole square plus y minus 4 whole square is equal to, so this is a square, so b square here, so that has to be 3 only. The answer is x minus 3 whole square plus y minus 4 whole square is equal to 3. Option 3 is the right answer.